Hey there, my name is Koushik and welcome back to LetCode. In this video, we are going to learn about inheritance concept in JavaScript. Inheritance concept is very simple, I can say. It's like accessing your class and variables from the parent class to the child class. So basically, in real time, like whatever the properties you have, your father have, it's of course it is going to be yourself by default, right? So that is what inheritance concepts in programming language, I can say. It is more of same as we do in Java, but yes, there are some differences. So we'll see that more into code. So let's not worry about the theoretical part. To be simple, if you want to access your parent class, then we can use a keyword called extends, and that concept is known as inheritance. So for example, here we have this mobile class which has two functions: make call and send SMS. So make call basically able to do the call using voice call, and here we are just sending text SMS. Now mobile is like base class, so this is known as base or super class. And then let's say that we have a child class called 1 plus. So here I'm going to say class 1 plus, and that's it, right? So this is how we declare a class. 1 plus also has this basic features, right? So instead of I just copy and pasting here and run this, instead of what can I do is I can just inherit this mobile class. So whatever the functions I have within my parent class, I can get that in my child class. So basically 1 plus is now child class of this mobile class. To define that, we have to use this keyword called extends and then followed by the parent class name. So that is my mobile here, right? So in this way we can achieve the inheritance concept. Let us create object for this 1 plus. So const 1 plus equal to new, then followed by the class name, that is the constructor, right? So 1 plus. Now here if I do like this object dot, 1 plus dot make call, of course we can see we are getting this make call as well as the send SMS functions that are written in my mobile class. So we are able to achieve the inheritance concept using the keyword called extends. That's absolutely fine. But 1 plus is a class. Of course, that class can also have its own variables and methods as well, right? So here I'm going to write another method. Let's say that 1 plus has a unique feature called Zen mode that is used to maintain the work-life balance, right? So here I'm going to say Zen mode, and let us do some log statement here. So that's fine. So we got this at Zen mode. Now, of course, we can have as many as functions we want and as many as variable we want. But for this example, let me take this one method for now. So here I can say 1 plus, that is object dot Zen mode. So that means whenever we are going to use the subchild subclass, then it can has its own method as well as it is going to have its parents method. So it is always recommended to use the subclass because it has beneficial considering to your parent class, right? Why do I say that? Because if I create an object for this mobile, let's say that I am going to create object for this mobile. And if I say my mobile dot, and here I can see only send SMS and the make call, I will not get this Zen mode. So reverse is not possible. Reverse inheritance is not possible. We cannot access the subclass methods in our parent class. But in the child class, we can always access the parent class methods as well as the child class its own methods. So it is always recommended to use the child class so that you will get more features. That's absolutely fine. Now let us understand the concept of overriding. So in our previous video, I have said that overloading is not possible in JavaScript, right? Yes, that is 100% true. So overloading is basically a concept of same method name with different arguments. So that is what overloading means. Now overriding is entirely different from overloading. So overriding is like if you want to change the behavior of your parent class methods, then it is known as overriding. For example, this mobile basic mobile class has a function called make call, and they are using call using the voice prototype, right? So they have voice call. Now OnePlus is coming and saying that no, we don't want to give only the voice call, rather we also want to give the video call as well. So here I can just simply copy and paste over here, and here I can change my logic, actual logic implementation, right? So here I can say video call. That's absolutely fine. Now please remember, when we write exactly same, then it is known as overriding. If I say like here video call, this is entirely different method, right? So this is not comes into this overriding functionality. So overriding means the parent class, whatever the methods we have in our parent class, and if you are going to override the implementation or the logic in our sub class, then it is known as overriding. So we have this make call, right? So in this make call we are going to call now. So here if I say like I'm just going to run this, so node and then followed by mobile.js, and here we can see this is going to give us voice call and video call, and from this Zen mode we are getting this maintain work life balance. Now let me comment this one. So and if I try to run this now, here we can see we are getting only the voice call. That is what by default we have when we are calling this method from this parent class using the child object. But when I do the override here, so override, so that means same method in a subclass as well, then it is going to work differently. So the method is same, method signature is same, but the implementation or the logic inside the method is going to change. So that is what concept called override, right? Now polymorphism means of course overloading and overriding both are known as polymorphism, but in JavaScript we do not have 100% polymorphism. I cannot say that because of course we know that overloading function is not available, but of course we have override concept. Now let us also understand the usage of super keyword. For example, let's say that I am doing this make call which is overridden in my subclass, but also I want to know what is there in my parent class. Then I can use this keyword called super, then followed by dot and make call. So when I call this function, what it's going to happen now is it is going to call my parent class function or method, and then it is going to execute my this subclass overridden method. So that is what usage of this super keyword. So it's very simple. If you want to access your parent class methods, then you can use this super, and then followed by the whatever the function you want to call, you can use that. Now even I can use this as send SMS, so that is also going to work for sure. So here we can see text SMS, we have got that. So doesn't matter, using the super keyword you can call any function that are present in your parent class. So I'm just going to undo this, that's fine, right? So that's absolutely fine. Now let's say that we have constructor in our parent class. So I'm going to create a constructor. So constructor means of course we have to use the keyword called constructor, and this constructor is going to get the brand name. So here I will say brand name, and here I am going to store that. So this dot brand name equal to brand name, right? Absolutely fine. Now this dot brand name is this class is going to hold a variable that is brand name, and this brand name we are getting from the user or the constructor. For example, here this one plus, right? So this one plus doesn't have any constructor here, but we know that each and every classes has default constructor. But when we do this inherit like extends, whatever the value I'm going to pass here, this is also applicable to this parent class as well. So let me show you that. So here I'm going to say console.log one plus dot, and here you can see we got new variable called brand name, right? This is coming from my this constructor. So if I just use control and click, we can see from where it is going to give us. So this is coming from this parent so this is coming from this constructor, right? That's fine. Now here if I try to run this, of course I will get this as undefined because we didn't pass any value. So in the 1 plus constructor, I'm going to pass I'm just going to write some 1 plus again. That's fine. So let me clear and run again. So here we can see we are getting this 1 plus from this assert statement. I mean this console.log statement. So we are able to achieve that. But this is absolutely fine. But there is a problem. Let us say that this 1 plus also has a constructor. So here I'm going to give a constructor, and this constructor is going to ask for the model number. Okay, so here I'm going to say model number, and this is going to give us like this dot model number, and it's going to set the value using this model number, right? Yes. Now here if I'm going to print this, so let me comment all this, so we don't need as of now. So here we are going to say console.log, then followed by 1 plus dot model number, right? So that's it, fine. And of course this 1 plus constructor is have one argument, and this mobile has also one argument. But when I receive this one, when I receive this 1 plus, I mean when I create this object for this 1 plus constructor here, I am passing only one value, right? So if I'm going to run this now, here we can see we are getting some error. It says that it is not identify this dot mobile number. The reason is whenever you have a constructor in your child class as well, you must call the super constructor. So that is what we are getting from this compiler. Says that reference error must call super constructor in derived class. So subclass is also, or subchild class is also known as derived class, before accessing this or returning from derived constructor. That means whenever we are going to have two or more constructor, more in the sense of course overloading is not possible, but two or more extended class, then of course we have to make sure that we are calling the super constructor within this class as well, this constructor as well. So to call the super constructor, of course the same logic what we used here, right? So here I have to say super, and within this I have to pass the argument. So here we are getting this brand name, right? So I'm going to pass my brand name, and then followed by this as well. So here I have to say model, and then followed by the brand name. Now this is the order we have to follow in this particular constructor. So we are getting the model number first, then we are passing the brand name, right? So here I have to say um, so let us give this model number as 8, and the brand name is 1 plus, right? Now if I try to run this, it is going to again throw me error. Says that super, you are calling this model number, that is fine, we are getting this from here, but what about this brand name, from where this brand name is coming? So we have to make sure we are passing this brand name here as well. So here I have to say brand name, and I think this is the mistake, so we should not call this. So here we have to pass the brand name. So this is the brand name we are getting from our parent class, right? So here we have to give both the values, whatever we are going to receive, the model number as well as the brand name. And we know that this brand name is coming from my parent constructor. So using the super keyword, we have to pass that alone. Now if I try to run this is going to work for sure. Okay, so let me repeat again. So here in this new constructor, we are passing the brand name, I mean brand model number as well as the brand name. Now we know that in our parent constructor, we have this brand name. So that we stored using this brand name variable. And in our subclass, we have this super keyword. That means it is going to ask for the brand name that is coming from my parent constructor, and this model number belongs to this particular 1 plus class, so that we need to use within the super keyword, right? So if I try to execute, of course I will get the same answer. So this is how the concept different from Java. In Java we do not mostly use this super. By default it can understand that and it will call, but in terms of JavaScript we have to say explicitly that okay, I have this constructor and this constructor has these values, and if I'm going to create a subchild, I also have to say that what are the values I'm going to receive from my parent class as well, right? So that's it, guys. Inheritance is very easy concept. Just you have to understand this constructor part alone. Other than that, everything is very similar to Java, I can say. So let me quickly give you some recap again. So here we have this mobile class that has a constructor which is going to receive the brand name, and we are storing this in this brand name. Now um, this means that it is going to refer to the current class. That means this brand name is also a variable of this mobile class. After that, whatever the value we are going to receive in the constructor, we are setting that to this brand name variable. And here we have a function called make call, which is going to do normal voice call. And here we have the send SMS method, which is going to send a text SMS, right? That's absolutely fine. Now here we have this one plus as a derived class or subclass or a child class that is going to build a relationship with the parent class of mobile using the keyword called extends. Now in this constructor we are receiving two arguments. One is the model number as well as the brand name. Now this brand name, we know that it is coming from our parent class, so we have to use this keyword called super, and then we have to pass this brand name. And this part is known as override. So that means whatever the functions we have or methods we have in our parent class, and if I am going to change the logic within that, then the it is known as override. So same method but internal logic is different. So that is what override concept. And now if I want to call the parent class method as well, then I can use this super and then I can call this function name, right? So basically here we can see that we are also using the super, but the syntax looks different, right? So because we are using within this constructor and I am passing some argument to this, that means this constructor by default it will go and set here. So that is the reason here we are passing the value, but here we are calling the functions from that class. So here we have to use the super dot and then followed by the class, I mean the function name, right? Now this is not override concept because this is entirely different, right? So this video calls belongs to this particular one plus class. So of course even we have this logic of video call here and here as well, but this is not override. This is independent method like zen mode in our one plus class, right? Now when we are going to create a constructor for this one plus, it means that it is going to have its own functions as well as its parent class functions as well. So here we are passing 8, that is my model number, and then we are passing this one plus, that is my brand name, right? And can we have only methods? No, we can also have variables, right? For example, here if I say is um, is 4G enabled, something like that, and here I can set it as true, right? So by default we are giving the value as true. Now that means if I try to run this here, so if I try to call this, so console.log, and here using the object one plus dot is enabled, so of course we are going to get the same output here as well, right? So of course we can access functions as well as variables, any member functions within the class using the inheritance concept. I think that makes sense to you, right? So that's very easy concept. So accessing parent and child class or building the relationship between the both class is known as inheritance. We have to remember one more concept as well, that is multi-level inheritance is possible but multiple is not possible. For example, here I cannot say, like, let's say that I have a class called Samson, and which is going to inherit the mobile. That's absolutely fine, but I cannot inherit the one plus as well together, right? So if I write like this, it is not going to work for sure. In the compiler we are not getting any error, but if I try to run this now, here we can see it says that unexpected token, that is syntax error. That means that we cannot do multiple inheritance at the same time, right? So that is not possible in JavaScript, but multi-level is possible. For example, here I can just extend this to one plus. That means Samsung will has his own methods as well as one plus is extending to mobile, right? So mobile methods. So if I create object for the Samsung, I will get all the methods from one plus as well as mobile. So that is known as multi-level inheritance, whereas multiple inheritance is not possible. Okay, so this is one of the most important interview question, I can say. So please remember that concept. So that's it guys from my side. I hope you have enjoyed the video and you have learned the inheritance concept in JavaScript. So if you have any doubts and queries, please do reach out to me in the comment section, or you can ask me in the LinkedIn. Thanks for watching guys. See you in the next one very soon. And do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel.